Hello dear students, and congratulations for finishing the course. This is the bonus material that I promised you, and I'm very happy that you finished the course, and I hope that the techniques and ideas that you learned in the class, in the mini class, will serve you well in your work with polymer clay. I'm working with colorful scrap clay that has also gold leaf, copper leaf and silver leaf mixed into the scrap clay. So I have previously conditioned the clay, and then I am using the mold that we created to recreate the shape of a beautiful stone. I'm using cling foil between the polymer clay mold and the scrap clay. Then I just pressed the scrap clay into the mold, and then you'll just have to use a sharp rigid blade to remove the excess clay. You might need to do this in several cuts. Of course, you'll have to be very careful when using the blade. So I'm using my sharp rigid blade, and I'm removing the excess clay. At the same time, I pressed the polymer clay into the mold to fill the mold. And then, because of the fact that it was very difficult to cut the excess clay because of the cling foil, and I didn't want to have a cling foil inside my polymer clay, so I preferred to take the clay out of the mold and then used a flexible blade and remove the excess clay. As always, you'll have to use a roller to roll the margins of your bead. Now I am using the mold that we made by molding the face of a statuette, and this time I used water as a release agent. So again, I pressed scrap clay into the mold. I kept a piece of fabric near to remove the water from the polymer clay, and then I cleaned the mold. And then I used some gold metallic wax to accentuate the details of the molded face. Again, I'm using my dotting tool to add a little bit of interest to this face. I pushed a little bit on the eyes, and I worked a little bit on the mouth. And then you'll just have to use a sculpting tool, or I don't know, a dotting tool, and gently press the molded face into the base. I passed more scrap clay through the pasta machine. I used the largest setting of my pasta machine, and then I'm just using a rectangle cutter. And previously I cut out an interesting shape. That's a shape that I particularly like a teardrop shape, and I used a cutter to cut this shape. Then I'm arranging the rectangle cutout shapes, and then I placed the first component on top of the other layers, and I placed the two rectangle cutout shapes because I want to make like a hole inside this bead, and this hole will allow me to put through wire or chain. Then I'm going to use the texture plate that we made using the interesting pattern of a shoe sole. Again, I'm using water as a release agent. I'm using a piece of fabric to remove the water from the polymer clay, and again I'm using gold metallic wax to enhance the beautiful details that I imprinted using the custom made texture plate. Then I applied some cling film on top of the polymer clay sheet, and I used the same teardrop to cut out this shape that I said I particularly like for larger focals. I passed more scrap clay through the pasta machine, and I'm repeating the same steps to make the back of the bead. Don't forget to use your acrylic roller to work on the edges and to make sure that your beads and focal pieces have nice and neat edges. Again, I'm cutting two rectangle shapes, and then I will use a stamp that we've made using the beautiful impression from a button, and again some gold metallic wax, and I'm making an interesting pattern on the back of the bead, and you can use this idea to sign your pieces. You could make your own stamp with an interesting design, and this would be a unique design, meaning a unique stamp, and this could be your signature for your polymer clay pieces. Then I used another sheet of polymer clay, and I'm using this time the polymer clay texture roller that we've made, and some golden metallic wax, and I will use this textured colored polymer clay sheet to make tubular beads that are going to be somehow similar to the tube texture beads, texture rollers. So we are going to apply the same technique that we applied to make the texture rollers. I removed the excess clay, and I will I'm cutting the textured and colored polymer clay sheet in half because I want to make two tubular beads, and I'm just the ends of the textured and colored polymer sheet, and you'll have to apply the same steps that we applied when making the roller, the texturing roller. And now I'm going to use the same texturing roller, but this time I'm using it on top of polymer clay decorated with gold foil, and I'm going to cut out some shapes, and I'm going to use these shapes to decorate the focal beads. So I'm just I cut out three to make sure that I have enough pieces to work with, but in the end I'm just going to use two of them. So I removed the front layer of the first bead, which I didn't press into the other layers because I knew I wanted to decorate it before finishing the bead. And now you can use parchment paper and press the layers together. So now it's the time to make sure that the layers are well connected, but in the same time you have to make sure that the upper layer is not stuck to the bottom. You just want to have the three layers well connected, but you want to have the spaces between the upper layer and the bottom. And in order to make sure that you are going to be able to put thread or wire through the opening in the center of the bead, through the hole, it might be a good idea to put toothpick inside that hole while baking the bead. And then when you are happy with the look of your clay pieces, you can bake them for 40 minutes in the preheated oven. I usually bake my pieces on parchment paper to avoid having a glass-like look on the back. I let them cool down, and then I applied varnish to protect the gold foil and also the wax. And I forgot to mention that I used some golden metallic wax to accentuate a little bit the margins of the focal beads. I let them dry again, and then I decided to use some fabric, satin, and 20 gauge, I think, gold color wire. So I put the tubular beads onto the fabric. I thread the fabric through the tubular beads. Then I used wire to accentuate the the finishing, the ends of this fabric. And then I just put wire through the beads, and I rolled the wire around the fabric, and then I twisted the ends of the wire together, and I used my flash cutters to remove the excess wire. And I will do the same on the other side. So I put the wire through the bead, and then I'm just wrapping the wire around the fabric, and then I'm just twisting the two parts of the wire together. And you might need to use your flat nose pliers to make sure that the end of the wire will not hurt your fingers to tuck it in. So I did the same for the three beads, the three focal beads, and then I decided to use another piece of wire and some beautiful beads. And I will do the same thing. I will put the wire through the bead, and I will wrap each end of the wire around the fabric base, and then twist the wire around the other wire, let's say. And then I would just remove the excess, and then I would add beads on the other side of the bead, and again I would twist the wire around the base and then around the other wire, and I would use my flash cutters to trim off the excess wire. And in order to finish the design, I decided to use some wire and beads and wrap them on top of the first wire wrappings to have a nice finishing for this fabric. And I really like the way the design turned out, and I hope that you like it too. And again, I hope that you liked the mini course, and that you will be able to use these techniques and ideas in your work with polymer clay, and that you are inspired to create more using polymer clay. Thank you.